Welcome back to Redlining. I'm back from the dead, apparently. Hi, Rich. How are you?
I'm good, mate. How was your sleep?
It's not too bad. I slept for a while. My coffin was surprisingly warm.
Just so from straight off the bat, at least you introduced me today, unlike Evie.
Unlike Evie, she's cold, eh? She's cool.
It's cold, man. Cold.
We are in a new location now. We're out with the old, in with the new, and our very first guest that we have here in the new spot is the lovely Miss B, also known as Sarah, if that is her real name.
Yes.
Hi. Welcome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Now, you're saying before we started off that you're from the Hawke's Bay, is that correct?
Yeah, I was born there. I went to school there.
Born in the Bay?
Yep.
Sweet. So what brought you up into Auckland? Why? Why'd you come here?
I don't live here. I live in Tauranga.
Oh, right.
But my partner lives here, so and I spend quite a bit of time here.
Yeah.
Oh, so you sort of bounce between two locations. Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah.
I think it's a good way of doing things. I think Tauranga is not actually too far away. I went there recently and I was like, I could do this.
Yeah.
Not every day.
No.
But, you know.
It's like three hours and a bit sometimes. Depends. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Nice. Is there much happening in Tauranga, gig-wise?
Sometimes. It depends. There's a lot of really sticky licensing laws.
Oh, okay.
So it's hard to find places that are open after 1.
Oh, really?
Right.
See, I find that really that's kind of an old concept, isn't it? Like, you know, I remember
bars
being
in
in the
residential areas.
Yeah.
I guess so, yeah. I suppose there's not really, well, there is a town centre that you can have bars and stuff, right?
Yeah. There's a couple of good venues where people will put things on, but as far as regular nights go, just all the development and everything has just really affected it. It's really inconsistent. It's a
outdated
shame.
concepts. I remember being in the UK when we used to like turf out the pubs at two in the morning, and like you didn't want to be in the street at 2 in the morning after they turfed out.
No, that's awful.
It was like a war zone.
Tauranga used to be different actually. I used to play rugby and would play down there from time to time. And at the end of the night, it's not cool. It's not cool. It's disgusting.
Do you know what I thought they should do? You know, have you seen that film Escape from New York? Where they make New York into a penitentiary. Yeah. There's a street in Brighton called West Street, right? So whenever you kicked out of the clubs, it turned into a war zone. They should like fence that whole section off, and they should like charge tickets for people to watch the carnage in there, and even give them sticks so you could antagonise who's ever in there.
Go for it.
Anyway, we digress again.
We digress.
Yes.
This is what would happen if Richard was the mayor of Tauranga. Speaking of which,
the job's open.
I know.
Yeah, we've got some elections coming up in July.
Right.
I believe Mr. Drysdale's applying for Mahi Drysdale's running for you, wasn't
He
he?
doesn't live there.
So
Let's not do politics.
Oh, come on. He was born there, raised there.
He was. So were a few others.
Yeah, we don't want to do politics.
I love politics.
But we do, though.
We do. We really do. So, music. Let's do it. Crack on. So, you are a DJ and a producer?
Yes.
Okay. What do you do the most of?
Probably producing, but it's not all productive because there's a lot of hours sitting there just.
Yeah.
Is that a kind of a procrastination thing, or is it just waiting for ideas to come, or are you kind of a bit of a perfectionist?
That, and just trying to get things to sound the way that other things sound, although it's getting easier now. Yeah,
let's establish what kind of genre are you producing?
I don't know. It's house.
Yeah.
But I don't really fit into any specific genre because I think I'm not trying to sound like a specific genre. Things just happen. And you can tell a lot of it's influenced by my age, I reckon. Yeah.
So in respects to what then? So
well, like sort of, I really like acidy sounds.
Oh, okay. So the old school style acid house. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
So I read in your bio today that you learnt to DJ in London. So it was another Kiwi who went over to do their OE and got involved in the London club scene. Sort
of. It was more boat parties organised by friends. I didn't ever get paid, but I was there for nearly 8 years, so it was quite good times.
Was that the boat parties down the Thames? Oh, they're legendary. Yeah. I played one of those.
Really?
So good, yeah. So good.
That was one of my first gigs, but it was a bit of, because we were all playing records then, so everything had to be mega stabilised.
Yeah.
So things have changed a lot.
What years was that?
2004.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I've always wanted to be on one of those boat things down the Thames. I've never done it.
They're pretty cool.
It's lovely.
Oh, they are good.
Yeah.
Parties go off. Yeah. They usually do them when the sun comes down. I did one at the end of April.
Does the sun ever come up in England?
Well, it was a really beautiful day.
Sometimes.
See, it was the one day of the year that they had a summer.
Oh, nice.
So it was convenient. So like, you take a boat party down the Thames. It just cruises down the Thames and cruises back again 4 hours later.
4 hours?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, 4 hours.
Oh, shit, that's pretty cool.
It might have even been longer. I can't remember actually, but my set was like the penultimate set, so I played when the sun came down.
Yeah.
And it was pretty mean. Yeah.
So when was the last time you played records?
Somewhere here. I've only played a couple of gigs on records here because I ditched it pretty quickly because they're so expensive.
Oh, yeah,
yeah, true.
And so I was playing stuff from 2004, 2006 ish in 2011. So
what sort of stuff tickled your interest at the start then? So you started to buy house records, obviously.
Yep, I bought a lot of stuff from Paper Recordings. I'd come home and buy stuff from here to take back there. So I had lots of all the reliable recording stuff from here, and DJ Fully, who's now a friend of mine, and all that. I can't even remember.
So you started DJing vinyl in the early 2000s, was it?
Yeah.
It was one of those times when actually the switch to digital was happening at the time. So to actually pick it up and start vinyl, because the only reason I say that is because in 2004, that's when I started DJing, and I started DJing vinyl as well.
Oh, because I thought 20th anniversary this year.
Yeah. Oh God, now I feel old. Anyways, but like I decided to do it because I wanted to be a bit of a purist, and I was like, okay, if I'm going to learn to do this, I want to learn to do it I want to say the proper way because it sounds snobby, but like I wanted to do it on vinyl. I wanted to buy records, and I wanted to build up my collection, knowing full well that the technology was moving on a bit.
I didn't see anyone playing with the new technology back then, though. Everyone around me was still using records.
Oh, really?
My friend who taught me
in the UK, or
and he found a secondhand pair of Technics that for a good deal, and for me, and that was I didn't really see any digital till I came back here.
Oh, okay.
Because you know that book, How to DJ Properly, the Bill Brewster one? I've just lent it to a friend of mine. I was going through it all the other day.
Bible.
Yeah, and I said, I'll lend you my Bible, but so much of it is irrelevant now.
Yeah, it is.
But then it's talking about I think it was Final Scratch or something like that, but it's so like, it was almost like, you might see this new stuff, but this is how it was funny to read again.
Yeah, but even in that book, it is vinyl, but it's also digital as well. Yeah. How long did it take you to switch from vinyl to digital?
I think I used CDs first with the tracks loaded on them, and then I got a controller and used Serato.
Did you ever try the DVS, the digital vinyl?
Yeah, I never really loved it that much.
It was a bastard to set up.
Bastard
to set up in a
all
club.
Those calibration
because you've got a sound card.
So
basically you've got this sound card that you've got to plug into the mixer and then plug the decks into the sound card. But then you've got to calibrate the digital vinyl. So you have to, because it's got a control sound on it.
Yeah.
So basically you've got a laptop and it sends the track through to the digital vinyl, but it's via a control track. So it's quite clever.
Yeah, it's cool. I've seen them
fucking
work,
fiddly.
Yeah. So I've got a controller, and then someone was cheeky about laptop DJs, and I was at a festival and my mouse was stuck in my bag and it was on and my laptop wasn't working. I was freaking out. And someone who will be nameless, they know who they are, was like, I just use big boy CDJs. So I was like, fuck, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
So a year later I had shifted onto those.
Oh, yeah.
It's easier.
It is easier. Well, it's a lot easier to carry a USB, isn't it?
Yeah. And now with these 3000s, it is a lot easier.
Yeah.
Full stop. But, yeah.
So how often are you gigging? How often are you getting out there and actually going live?
At the moment, I'm not doing anything for a while because I was tired. But I was doing I've had, not the summer just been, but the one before was mental. I think I did like 11 festivals over the whole summer, and I was quite tired after that, and everyone around me was nearly ready to disown me. But this year was a bit quieter, and I was doing a couple of things a month, a few more over summer, and now I'm just thinking about next summer, really.
Why were people wanting to disown you?
my children, because I was grumpy and evil after.
Oh, your children wanted to
my
sing.
partner got sick of being dragged along to things.
How old are your kids?
How
old are your kids?
14 and 11.
Are they into music? Or?
Yeah, they've come to a couple of festivals with me. They've played one, and they've done a few school discos, but they're kind of not into it at the moment. They're a bit more like worried about what their friends think.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
age, adolescence.
Yeah, but they're cool with me doing it as long as I'm not home all the time. Yeah, so sometimes it's.
Yeah, it is sort of having that family balance, isn't it? Full-time job, kids, family, trying to go out and DJ as well.
Yeah, doesn't leave a lot of extra time.
Because obviously with DJing, you're more often than not DJing late into the night, getting home. I find it, when I play a late gig, I find it really hard to come home and sleep.
Oh,
So-
yeah, I can't really either.
So usually it's a sleeping tablet, or I'll stay up for a bit, and then like time's ticking on, and then, yeah.
I can sleep like a fucking baby. I'm out.
You're lucky.
Mind you, I haven't got kids.
Oh, I don't think it's a kids thing. I think I think you're
you've been
just
a good sleeper.
it's you're so alert from being out, you know, that it's just very hard to unwind. Like I find it hard to sort of unwind anyway. I need a big period of time to sort of wind down. But like, so when you get home at sort of 2:30 or whatever it is after playing, you're still quite hyped and the adrenaline's running and all that, and then to sort of just suddenly go to sleep. Some people can just go to sleep like that.
Like
You know? Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
No matter how
exactly, yeah.
hyped
That's
you
more
are.
like the afters.
Yeah.
One of my favourite parts sometimes.
Yeah.
Actually, often just sitting around and decompressing before you go
chilling
home.
out.
Yeah.
But then that makes it even later
Yeah, exactly.
or
Yeah.
early,
Yeah,
depending on. what
And then do
time.
you find it sort of has a knock on to your weekend or to the next day? Do you sort of find yourself getting up early still because your body clock is used to getting up?
Sometimes I don't go to bed.
Wow, bloody hell, right, okay.
Oh, if it's like,
How does that work? I think I'd be
don't
finished.
do that when the kids are around
Yeah.
much. Oh my God. Sorry, Mum. Yeah, it's not great though. Especially as you get older, it does get harder to do all of those things at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Monday's quite tough. Can be.
It's funny talking about age. When I used to go out in the late 90s and I was, early 20s there, I never really recognised, I don't know if it was because I wasn't looking, I never really recognised anybody that I thought or I perceived to be in their 40s, 50s, that sort of went out clubbing, right? But now, when we go out, I know that's our age now, fair enough, but there's a lot more people that do go out.
Yeah, I had this discussion with, I can't remember who it was, another guest, and the age bracket for electronic music, what used to be real, like small, because it really started back in like the 80s, and there was a definite start.
Yeah.
So it just, and as it's moved along, the age gap has gotten older and older and older. Not in a bad way, because it's also the youth are getting into it as well.
Yeah,
So it's just expanded, and it's great. So pretty soon you'll have 80-year-olds and 20-year-olds partying up and gurning like crazy.
Well, that's what, a friend of mine, Jamie Larnock, who was one of the founders of Splore, was saying exactly that the other day. We were talking about it, saying what you'd said on that, because we were young in the 90s. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't there for the very start, but I feel like I was definitely there closer to the beginning than now. Yeah.
Our group used to have a guy who was like 40 and he was a builder, and he was like a novelty. he was like his name was Jeff, and we're like, is Jeff coming? Yeah, because he's like a novelty with our group. It's like this. And like he'd have his own unique way of dancing and stuff. Like, he was a top bloke, by the way. And he just used to do his own thing. It was like great.
Now we're everywhere.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
In fact, sometimes we're the majority.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think,
Especially with house music, I think, sometimes.
we went to Oakenfeld on that, definitely. 35 plus was the majority.
I felt young. I felt young at that gig.
I felt at the right place.
Yeah,
the right time. It was great.
But that's just the interesting way it's going now, though. But I always thought that I don't know if you feel like this, but when I was in my 20s or like even pushing 30, I'd go, right, I'm only going to do this for a certain amount of time, and then when I'm sort of hit, I don't know what it was, maybe 31, 32, I'll stop. And when I hit that age, I was like, I'll give it a couple of years, and And then like just carry on, don't you?
Oh, I did have some time off having kids and stuff because having babies and things I couldn't do it at the same time.
Yeah, I couldn't either.
But yeah, got itchy again.
It's funny though, because I think back to 30, 31 and I wasn't even developed. I don't think my head was even developed.
You probably weren't. Isn't it like 25 for men?
25.
Yeah.
25 and 25 or 26, your frontal lobe stops developing.
Yeah.
And then you should party.
Yeah.
But not before then.
Oh, okay.
Rules according to
Yeah.
But it's funny watching some of the younger ones though, because every generation thinks they're the first one to do something.
Yeah.
And you're watching, you're like, and they try stuff on, and I get hit on by kids that I'm old enough to be their mum.
I'll take it as a compliment.
I do sort of, but usually it's more sport and entertainment to see how much I can.
It's sport. For you, it's a sport.
To take the piss, because they're always quite horrified.
So how do you play that? Do you sort of
depends on
play along
what their
a bit
approach is. If they're a little bit of a fuckwit, then I will be a lot of a fuckwit back.
Right. Yeah.
And I really enjoy that, which is evil, but I don't care.
I just find the communication skills or the communication way of sub-30s, even sub-35s, is so different from us now. Like completely different, because social media has been such a large part of them, and their ability to actually communicate face-to-face confidently to begin with in any kind of way is just diminished so much. I'm just a little bit, I don't know, it's like they're permanently stuck in adolescence.
But groups of boys, they've been the same forever. There'll be one and they're egging their mate on, I'll go and talk to her or whatever. Oh, yeah, and you're watching going, what's he going? And it's never anything any good.
No. Got no game.
Good on him.
Got no Game Boys.
Yeah.
I always feel like old now when I sort of go out. I always feel like there's a bit of me that feels like perhaps I'm too old and I look out of place.
Can we move on from age?
Well, yeah, we can do, but
it's relevant.
Oh yeah, it is. Oh.
Right, let's move on. Yeah, okay, let's move on. Let's talk about productions. Okay, so like, so what's your processes to create music then? Like, what do you use, and where do you find your?
I've been building up his home studio over the last few years, which is pretty good, well set up now. I was muddling along by myself for ages, and then you'd get people to listen to it and they'd go, oh, it's all right. But lockdown was quite good because I just was determined to get somewhere.
You must have some like good friends for them to turn around and go, that's all right. Because most people even if you think it's shit, you send it to someone, they go, oh yeah, it's really good.
Yeah,
but you do need some people to give you an honest opinion.
One of the reasons why I still do this, well, the DJing part particularly, is because I really love the community that I've become part of, and heaps of my mates have been on this, and now I do have some good friends I can ask, but then now the more you do, the more you respect their time, and so now I won't ask unless I feel like it is good enough, or I might ask for specific feedback. But last year I decided to start doing a few more collaborations, because I kept getting asked by other people who were just starting to help them, or what I thought of their stuff. So I thought a better way of doing it would be to get them to come and sit with me, and we'd do some of my stuff together, because then we would both progress, and then I wouldn't be because I'm not a very good teacher of basic stuff, I don't think. I'm better than I thought I was, but that's been really good. So I've had a few friends come and we've finished a few tracks and they've been released, which is good. And now that's sort of evolving, but it's another thing to find time for. Because quite often, most of the time, they don't live near me. But that's been quite fun. Because it makes it more fun, and then creatively, it's definitely got a bit of both of you in it. Yeah.
What's the kind of ratio to your tracks to other people's tracks in your sets?
I hardly ever play my own stuff because
okay.
I get so sick of it.
Yeah.
And then I still hear stuff that no one else would hear, but it's just, to me, it's like, I have played an entire set of all of my own stuff.
Yeah.
at Brazen last year, and that was so nerve-wracking. And
do you still say when you play your own stuff? Do you like you say you cringe because you're always hearing stuff that you think you could do better than? Like you're a bit of a perfectionist.
Less so now.
Yeah, it's interesting. But do you, even though you've sort of had it mastered and you've run it past people and stuff?
Yeah, but there's still things where your brain gets reprogrammed to, if you listen to something often enough, it just doesn't sound right.
Yeah. I've got a question for you, right? And this is kind of relevant because there's some familiarity here, right? When I finish doing a TV commercial or something like that, I will never watch it on TV. In fact, I will deliberately turn it off for the same reason.
Is
that the same with you?
That's the same with me. Not so much stuff I shoot, but certainly stuff I'm in, if I'm acting in something. Or I was doing a photo shoot today, in fact, and I never look. I don't care. Once it's taken, I'm good. I trust the person that's doing it, and I'd rather not see it because then I critique myself. So if you do a take on something, I'll look at it, I'll critique it, and then the next take's never as good because I'm thinking about it. You got to lose yourself into the moment. So I guess.
I'm not a vocalist. It might be different for them, but it's like even hearing your own voice on like a voice message or something. It never sounds. It doesn't sound like it does in your head.
No. Everyone's their own biggest critic. No matter what.
What about other people playing your tracks?
Some people do. I think some people buy them. I got a
do you ever go into
payment the other day? That was a nice surprise.
Do you ever go into a gig and someone's playing your track and go, "Oh, fucking walk out"?
Well, actually, no. Patsy Skeet, who you've had recently, she played quite a few of my tracks in her massive Explore set, which I knew that she was playing one because we'd made it together. And then I was like, oh, here's another, and I was actually thinking she sounds all right. So when it's someone else, it actually sounds better to me. Because especially if I'm not expecting it.
I think the real test for these tracks are to hear them on the system, right? Like a big PA. So,
100%. You have to. And then you're like, oh, shit, I should have done that. I mean, it's easier now. There's heaps more technology that helps you figure out what that will be before you have to do it. So do you get your tracks signed? Some have been. I haven't done heaps of original stuff. I've done a lot of remixes for people, so that kind of just piggybacks off whatever they're doing. But the one that I'm doing with Patsy is a bit of a collaboration, so a couple of other friends of ours have done remixes, and we're releasing that whole EP on Squeaky Wheels, which is a Wellington label. And I've had a couple of things be released on international stuff, but I don't really approach labels. I'll probably need to at some point, but it's just time, and sometimes you just need rejection's not always fun. True.
What's your favourite remix that you've done?
I do quite like. I've had one that was some dudes in England who I've never met. Don't even know how I ended up connecting with them, and I made this remix for them a couple of years ago, and then they didn't hear back from them. And then this year they said, oh, we're going to release it in April. And I listened to it. I was like, fuck, it was so bad. It wasn't bad, but it was just I got better in that time. So I was like stressing out. And then it did really well on Beatport.
All right.
Yeah, totally unexpectedly. And so that was pretty cool.
Did you make any money out of it?
No.
No one makes money out of making music. No.
But I did get $100 royalties. Thank you, Max Bell, the other day, which was completely out of the blue, and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool."
It's nice.
Yeah, I mean, I do play my own tracks at the bigger events because that's extra money.
It must be quite nice when you do play one of your own tracks and you get a good reaction from the crowd.
Yeah, and that's happening more often now.
Yeah. So do you use vocalists quite a lot on your tracks? Are they mainly instrumental type?
I have done a remix for a vocalist recently, and we performed it live a couple of weeks ago.
Oh wow,
which was
that's
pretty
cool. Yeah.
I've done with Tarly, where she wrote the vocals with me and put them to an old instrumental track. So we've performed that live a couple of times. Actually, that one is probably my favourite, but it's not a remix; it's an original. Because it's the most personal. And then this one that I've been doing with Patsy is just, it's been so much fun because she goes, I want to write a track that's set on it's like an 80s cocktail bar on a spaceship, which, so it was fun. It's not very serious. So it's got alien voices and
that's
random friends doing space countdowns and stuff. Yeah.
So where do you find your inspiration for writing music?
Other people, I'll probably rip off ideas, or making loops and seeing what happens with those. So I've got so many old projects that I've abandoned.
Oh yeah.
But I still go back in and find things and take them out of those. Yeah.
What about music artists? Who are you into? Who do you listen to?
I really like a lot of local artists. I really like Antics. Their new album's awesome. Sanoi, really enjoy his stuff. As far as inspiration, probably my friends, people from here. Because knowing them and knowing what goes into the process and then seeing what comes out the other side is really cool.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Sanoi, we had him on here, didn't we?
Yeah.
Is he German or something?
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
He's there now.
Yeah. I like them.
That's cool. Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah, if he gives you a compliment, it's listen, because they're not common.
No.
Yeah.
Well, he's German.
Yeah.
German is this.
He is. But,
I know, he's cool. It was very, very dry, but very, he knew what he was talking about.
Oh, yeah. Sure. He's a genius when it comes to having
he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
So when did you start producing your own stuff? What came first, DJing or producing? Probably DJing.
Actually producing.
Really?
Oh, hang on. No, DJing, just. But I sort of started doing them around the same time.
Yeah. So what kicked off the producing bug then? What made you think you were that good?
Well,
what was it?
I don't know. I was just really interested in it. I went and did a night course in Manchester.
Yeah.
And it was all on Cubase, and it was just, everything was so different to how it is now. Everything's really slow, and you couldn't do a lot. And
you mean back then it was really slow?
Yeah.
There's something about that though, because you have to think about what you're doing before you do it, and you think, if this isn't going to work, can I be bothered going back and fixing it? So there's something about that. It's too easy now, I think, in a lot of.
Well, and I didn't really know that much about the music at the time anyway. Yeah. So, but I knew about music, but not electronic music.
Right.
But I learned quite a bit, and then I picked it up again when I came back here, and it's been quite a steep learning curve.
Did you have kids over there or here?
Here.
Here?
Yeah.
Right. So what brought you back to New Zealand then?
I met their dad over there.
It's always a guy.
So
he's from here.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's actually was from not too far away from my hometown.
Yeah.
And he wanted to come back here, and I was all right, happy to do that. And it's just as well we did, actually, because my dad passed away about a year, not less than a year after we got back. And if we hadn't done it, I wouldn't have spent that time with him. So, yeah. I like it here.
Any desires to go back there?
I've been back once.
Yeah.
And it was different. I don't know if I'd want to live there again.
No. It's a bit of a... Yeah, I don't know. As much as a mess as New Zealand feels like at the moment, I think the rest of the world also, it's all the same, really.
Yeah,
everyone's
I think
struggling.
Music itself is struggling everywhere. It's not just here.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've got a really good network and stuff here. I don't know. Yeah. I don't really want to be an international touring artist. No. It would be lonely.
You don't hit Ibiza or Bali every other week?
I've been to Ibiza, but I saw Felix de Housegate there, and then I played after him here last year, and that was cool to meet him.
Okay.
Yeah. I've seen you play.
Yeah.
He was really nice.
Who else have you? Who would you like to meet in terms of inspirations and actually pick their brains?
Ooh, picking their brains. What would I ask? That's the thing. You always think of these things and then you do it, because you meet them and you're like, oh, hi.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I feel when I'm trying to interview people. It's like meeting Paul Oakenfold. All right. Hello. What a smashing shirt you're wearing.
See, now I can't even think of anyone, but I have met quite a few. I met Carcox last year, or this year, even though we weren't really technically supposed to sneak in and meet him, but we did.
Yeah.
And
was that sonorous?
Yeah. I mean, I was playing, but we were the B-list.
Oh, the B-list.
But Jonas Sanoi was in there, and we went in.
Did you play in the other stage?
In the tent.
The tent, yeah. That was a cool stage still.
Yeah, it was packed.
It was actually humming, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really good. And there was all these really wasted kids at the front with their singers on. It's like you're not fooling anyone. But yeah, it was fun. It was a good vibe. Yeah, he was nice, Carl. He didn't mind that we'd snuck in, I don't think.
No. We were supposed to meet him. Didn't happen. Quite gutted about that. Quite gutted indeed.
I think it's very hard to make any money out of any events these days.
I've had the event market's fucked at the moment. Like, and Aussie, like, they didn't even have Splendour in the Grass this year, and that's massive. But so many of them are just. I saw a doco not long ago, and it said that within the space of 1 year, 2022 to summer 2023, the cost of running an event went up 35% in Australia. So that has to happen here as well.
It has. It's all, it's petrol and infrastructure and all that stuff. Yeah. And it looks so stressful. I take my hat off to everyone involved in that side of things, because it looks like a labour of love.
Yeah.
Especially to get internationals over here as well, because like the crowd's not the same. There's not as many people as in Australia. You've got to you get people over because they're in Australia, so tend to have to pay for their whole flight. But still, to sell out a venue, a certain amount of tickets to be able to pay an international, it's a big ask.
Yeah.
However, there are some promoters that do it, Ramesh. So it's it's doable.
Yeah, I just think a lot of promoters started up. Well, they used to. I don't think anyone's got any delusions about it now. But they used to start these things up thinking they're going to become millionaires.
Yeah,
and it's like you are not.
Yeah,
no,
you are not.
No, exactly.
I think they do it for the love. Like Shipwrecked, all the internationals that go there seem to really love it. Let's come back.
Yeah.
And they're not. I don't think they're getting paid sort of, sonorous level fees, but it's a pretty cool vibe.
Yeah.
Everyone seems to love Splore.
Yeah. Oh, so it's just fucking quiet this year. So they're not doing one next year. Every second year they're going to do it.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
I think so too.
I really enjoyed this year's one.
Yeah.
Because it was quieter.
I was going to say, less people is probably a good thing.
Yeah, and last year's
the experience.
the muddy one was
shit.
Was hard.
That was fucked.
It's just hard work. I had my kids and.
Oh really?
Just with them too. Someone's one slip over away from needing an ambulance and.
Yeah. I was like that first night. Oh, it was like with the thunderstorms and like it was so bad. Anyway, that's.
And everyone was feral. There was a real weird energy too. It was just that undercurrent of.
Yeah, I just think that
we just came out of what was it, 2022, wasn't it?
23.
Beginning of 23.
Yeah,
it was too.
Yeah.
Was it the first floor since lockdown?
Yeah.
And there were lots of younger first timers there, and they weren't there this year, and that was different.
I don't think they understood what Splore was. There's been a gap where people don't know what Splore is, or maybe Om got away with. They still.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did it well.
But Splore was one that got hammered every time because it's just the wrong time of the year. So they didn't get the advantage of opening up for summer as much. So I think there was a big gap there, and a lot of people don't understand what Splore is, which is it's a balance of family atmosphere, young people, partying, and it just works. But
it's a great location. I just simply believe it's the weather.
Put my jacket.
In a festival, an outdoor festival, if the weather is shit, then it's just not an enjoyable experience. No. Unless you like the mud. If you like the mud, you're sweet. But
no, I'm good.
I would have thought. I've been to Glastonbury and I've spent more time in gumboots here.
Yeah. I can't. Yeah,
Glastonbury I went to was dry.
I'm not like. I think it's because I like my home comforts.
Yeah.
So if you're going to a festival, you're not going to have a shower for a while. It's you want to make sure that it's dry and it's sunny and like you can be outdoors and enjoy that.
Yeah. And there's plenty of toilets. I like my VIP tickets these days, or my VVIP tickets.
Yeah.
Oh, that's our age.
Yeah. What? Oh, we going back to that, are we?
Yeah, exactly.
We're all. Theme. Do you want me to talk about perimenopause? Because I can.
No, it's all right.
I really don't want to.
You're good.
Yeah.
Nah.
Perimenopause.
Oh.
Because that's my other comments. Don't worry.
No, we're good.
I'll send you a podcast.
So what? Okay, so what does the future hold for you then? What would you like to see?
I don't know.
Would you
See, this thing.
Because you say you take a bit of a break from gigging. Are you getting back into it again?
Oh, hopefully in summer. But I've never really had I've never had goals And then when then things happen, I'm like, oh, that was pretty cool. I could retire now and I'd be fine. But then something else will happen and I'm like, oh, I'm not ready to give up yet. I did back-to-back with Mama de Funk a couple of weekends ago, and that was really fun.
Was that a yacht club?
No, that was at Tocha Street in the Mount.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was part of that Brazen.
Yeah, Brazen. Yeah, I thought
series,
it was. Yeah.
And it's just fun being with someone else.
Yeah.
And
you like doing back to back?
Yeah, I do. It depends on who with, but most. I can't think of one that I have done that I haven't enjoyed. And you've got a little bit of both of you, and then you kind of, it makes you think about what to play, and it's not boring, and it's usually,
Do you find, I guess, it does go down to who you're playing with, obviously, but do you find that the set doesn't get a bit disjointed? I always find that doing back-to-back turns into a pissing contest.
Maybe
Well, that's
back to
'cause
back,
you're
like you play a
guys.
song, I play a song.
You're a guy.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
We did do a little bit of prep beforehand, and we had a couple of sections that we knew that we would end up at.
Okay.
Because I'd made a little intro about our names, and it was comedy, but we got it, but the people in the crowd didn't really get it. And it did flow quite well, actually. Yeah. And then I've done another one with Patsy Skeet where we were completely unprepared, and that was just as fun because we were just like, whatever.
But she seems like such a prepared person.
Well, I was late today, but and that was for someone's birthday, so we weren't getting paid, and it was just off the cuff, so we didn't have time to have any pressure or think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was fun. So maybe doing a bit more of that.
Yeah.
Finishing more tracks because it's kind of backlog. It's like your podcast.
Yeah.
It's just time because my kids are getting older and more expensive. Got to do more work.
Yeah.
Stuff like
So
that.
where are the kids based? Down Tauranga?
Yeah, I live there with them. Like that's where I live.
Yes.
And I do shared care with their dad, and I just come. My partner and I go back and forth between here.
So how often you're in Auckland then? Sort of once every other week or something?
It depends. Depends on what's happening.
Do you try to fit gigs into Auckland when you come up?
Yep. Definitely like going to some, although lately I've been just knackered. But my last few gigs have actually been at home.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So have the kids got any inklings of musical talent?
They're both really into musical theatre.
Yeah.
And
Singing and that sort of thing? Or?
singing, dancing, acting.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Are they boys, girls?
2 girls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know what I think they can DJ. The older one definitely can. But we'll see. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So where can people find you if they want more information?
I'm on Instagram, and I'm not that great on socials, but I'm on Instagram and Facebook and SoundCloud and Spotify.
Okay. And if they like your music, where can they purchase? Is it on Beatport?
Beatport, iTunes, I think, TrackSource, all of the usual places.
So have you been to one of those, what is it, the blood bleed?
Oh, Girls Bleed Techno.
That's the one.
I didn't go to
Blood
the last
Bleed.
one. Why didn't I go? They asked me to play, and I couldn't for some reason.
Blood bleed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they were sold out.
Oh, it's a good event.
Yeah.
It was a really good event.
Did you go?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I supported. I represented Redlining.
But yeah, that's the community of women is pretty awesome. Yeah.
So who are the women that you follow predominantly around New Zealand? Who are the ones that we should look out for, you think?
Well, so people who I admired from afar and who are now my friends are like Amanda Mania, Mama de Funk, Hey Lady, Tali, Aroha. They're all, they've all been doing it for ages. And then I'm friends with Patsy Skeet, and there's Mia Koba, and then there's some other ones in the middle. Bite Size from South Island, and I'm going to forget someone, but who else? If I've forgotten you, I'm sorry. I love you all, but yeah, it's strong. strong community.
Yeah.
And I don't have to be doing it all the time because I know there's people that are really, really wanting to do as many gigs as they can, and it's cool to see them do that too. Yeah. The guys get a bit grumpy about that sometimes, but...
Oh, do they?
No.
Well, it depends on the guy, but...
I'll be honest with you, I haven't come across anyone who's moaned about an all-female lineup.
No, not at all.
Like, in the fact that, from my personal point of view, going
Yeah.
to Girls Bleed Techno, I wanted to see what it was all about. I was impressed. I thought it was great. Yeah. In fact,
there's a different energy. It's
unbelievable. But like, I expected it to, I don't know why, I expected it to be full of, well, females, but like there was a really nice band and all the guys were really enjoying themselves. Well, everyone's got their own sound, everyone's got their own vibe, you know.
Yeah.
If we were all the same, it'd be boring.
I'm trying to find mine. I'm trying to start. Don't know what I'm.
Are you a DJ too?
No.
You
Well, I
could
want
be
to start. Yeah.
We try to
I'm
persuade
surrounding
you.
myself with enough people.
Yeah.
I know how to use it.
Who's going to teach you?
Oh, Evie will
Probably
teach
Evie.
you.
Or Evie?
Yeah.
Evie's taught me.
Does that work in a household? Because sometimes...
Well, they're brother DJs as well, so it's just.
But you
the
know,
only problem
when
is
it's your partner
fighting
teaching you,
everything.
that could be...
I'm
just talking
might be
about
hard for her to teach me. Because I'm just like, I've got this.
I'm not a very good teacher.
No.
Okay.
She's great. I actually stepped in. Like, she was DJing at a house party not long ago, and I just stepped in. I was watched for a little bit, and then she goes, "Have a go," and I'm just, "Hey, got it," within reason. And then she would just recommend things and da 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 da. So I picked that up, and I was like, "Oh, this isn't too." It was very basic. Like what we were doing is very basic. So I was like, "Oh, the basic stuff's not so hard."
No.
And
here's the thing, right? The technical thing is just a technical thing that you can learn.
Yeah.
What's really important is finding your own sound.
Yeah.
So it's really about finding what you dig, what music you want to play. Forget the technical side to start with and just go and source loads of tracks that you really like.
Yeah.
And find your own style. So if you like Bulgarian gabba, that's your thing, right?
Check it in.
So like, yeah.
I actually love swing music. Like I love big band music and
Oh, you
swing
like
music.
Power of Stella.
Who?
Power of Stella.
Power
It's
of
like
Stella.
big band swing
Oh, I know who you're talking
with
about.
a dance beat.
Yes.
Played at Explore a couple of years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
Really good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Didn't know that. But yeah, electro swing and that sort of stuff. I like that.
Yeah.
So trying to find something of that ilk.
I used to play a lot of that at the beginning.
Crate digging. It's a DJ
Yeah.
skill.
But if you're enjoying it and you love the music and you're vibing, but it's the technical stuff is easy, but it's knowing what everyone wants to hear at that
It's reading the room.
particular time. But
Yeah.
that's just, and knowing, I like going to things where I've thought about the time and who's going to be there and what sort of state they're going to be in. And that's what I think about when I'm prepping stuff. I'm not thinking
knowledgeable.
about...
I think that's almost a lost art, if I'm being honest with you, because like you do have to play to the time, right? I've always been in one where you play to the time that you're booked.
Yeah.
You don't just go, okay, well I'm booked first, so I'm going. The art of the warm up has been lost, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't
would
do
agree with
warm
you.
up, but you're playing first, so you've got to play a set that's going to get people on the dance floor.
I
Not
love doing the different times. Afternoons are really good.
day sets are cool.
Sunrise
Yeah.
is awesome, or just early morning. But yeah, and some of my favourite sets that I've ever seen have been during the day because it's that different.
Oh, it's a total different vibe, isn't
Yeah.
it? But I think festival sets are different anyway when you're, or like day parties, because you know it's like you say, it's a different vibe. Everyone's really up for it. Everyone's got
But
the energy.
festival energy sort of has peaks and troughs. So a Sunday closing set shouldn't
sure.
be full of bangers because you're
You
sending
want
everyone
to
home.
fuck off, don't you?
Yeah. And you need all that variety of music because then you get to play all that slower stuff or more lush stuff. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think you should definitely look into some electro swing. I think that'll go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's unique.
Yeah.
Not what is it? Bulgarian Gabba.
Well, Bulgarian Gabba.
Here's some Jewish, like traditional trad music with a bit of a beat behind it.
It's a genre called Ro minimal.
Who?
It's Ro minimal. It's like Romanian minimal tech
Really?
house. I think so. Someone's told me that. Might be wrong, but
Wow.
that's what they call it.
Just
yeah.
I like different shit. If you can make it work, people love it. They go, "What's this?"
You can always make it work.
Yeah.
I could.
You just gotta fake it till you make it, or just
Exactly.
like own it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Exactly.
then I'm doing this, and you're gonna like it. And
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, you're gonna like it.
You will enjoy it, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, cool. Oh, well, thank you, Sarah, for coming along.
Welcome.
It's been awesome. And we'll keep an eye out for what you're doing, and we'll put all the links to everything down below.
Thank you.
And best of luck for everything that's coming up. And summertime, I guess.
Yeah.
Is more your jam.
Probably need to start thinking about that soon. I might message Cam on the way home. You're doing another summer?
Actually, you're right, actually. Yeah. It's June. What is it? June? It's July next
June.
week. What the heck?
Yeah, I know. Halfway through the year.
Applications are-
Halfway through the
I haven't
year.
even applied for anything. They're all open. Needs to figure out in what capacity I'm going to apply.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah,
Good.
cheers.